Simon, on Saturday I travelled to Rangiora to cover what I consider to be a really remarkable story of some people organising a relief effort of their own. It's called the Rangiora Earthquake Express, and Brendan Malone and Jayne Rattray from that join me now. Now tell me about how this started, this whole relief effort involving food and hot food to the eastern suburbs.
Well, there was kind of really two different things that came together at once. Wednesday night, a mate of mine, Chris Walker, and I sit and had a port and a cigar and said, what can we do to help? And we wanted to get something going on the ground. And independent to that as well, Jayne here was working on her own venture to try and get help to those most desperately in need. The two of us really came together on Wednesday. We started with one trailer, in fact, on Thursday morning, and by Thursday lunchtime, Jayne had come in with some really awesome air logistics support, and we were flying helicopters in from that point onwards. I described it recently to someone as like a body with two lungs. You know, two lungs came together and it breathed really, really well and did some really awesome things.
The key thing was the helicopters, wasn't it? Because it meant that you could get hot food to the people in the eastern suburbs, some of whom hadn't had a hot meal for 3-4 days at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, within those first 4 days, our guys did about 150 flights in those first few days, and of course the urgency at that stage was to meet the need for hot food, to getting it directly to people as fastly as possible, so obviously it was still hot. So yeah, 150 flights and 45 tonnes or something went via air. And
yeah.
What I find extraordinary about the story is that you guys did this all off your own bat. There was nobody else organising it. You saw the need and you filled it. You've now winded down the effort. Can you tell me why that is?
Well, in many ways, I'd say that we're in a state of kind of suspense, if you like. The reality is that we told everyone, we were very clear with everyone, that the organisation that we'd sort of set up to do this work existed to meet a need. And when that need was met, of course, we wouldn't be needed any longer. And what's really happened is on the ground there, we've been working under the direction of Senior Sergeant Roy in Brighton. He's done an awesome job, really. He set so much of the ground network up that we've been using, and under his direction a lot of the roads have started to open up again. Local groups have really got involved and started filling that gap, so our need is not as great. And having said that, we've spoken to the Civil Defence and the welfare desk there, and we've let them know that we could be up and flying in half a day approximately if something drastic was to happen. So if that did happen, we would meet that need if it was something that was needed.
Were you guys surprised by the response in Rangiora? Because I went out to the racecourse there and there were people cooking, there was all sorts of stuff going on, there was people bringing in containers. Yeah. It was amazing, wasn't it?
We've just been overwhelmed by the support from both, our local community, people coming down and just offering the resource that they had in whatever capacity it might have been. We know that we've had over 1,000 people that have come in and directly been working with us in all sorts of capacities, preparing hot food, whether it was putting stuff into helicopters and things, just overwhelming.
I mean, what's really amazing too is I said to someone this morning, this is one operation where every person has counted. What they've done has meant something. From it's often, Jayne and I, people say, oh, it's so great what you've been doing, but I've been telling people, look, the reality is that every person mattered in this operation. In fact, the only reason we look good is because of the hard work of all these thousands of people. and I mean, from the guy who was flying choppers, Ben and Jeff, the guys who got involved in that, to the guys at the very basic levels who were packaging up food, all of them mattered, and they all did something so important.
Couldn't have done it without us.
That's
all
right.
Working together.
Yeah, that's
to achieve
exactly
the
it.
mission that we.
Yeah. That certainly is it, guys. Thank you very much for coming in and talking to us. That's grassroots stuff, and that's how they do it in Rangiora, Simon.
Thanks, Kim. Certainly is grassroots.